Hey, what is going on, YouTube? It is Craig Harris. I am back again. Hopefully the mic sounds a little bit better this time. It was crackling real bad. So let me go over here and check to see what it sounds like. I know earlier it sounded pretty bad. So let me go check here. Hopefully the mic sounds... All right, that's a little bit better. All right, well, that's back with another video here. I've got a couple other things on the news here. Would like to say a shout out again to all the subs, new and old. Appreciate you all coming in. Hopefully the mic's not cracking. Very quickly, this news just kind of broke here on according to Polygon.com, PSVR on eBay right now is $299.99. I don't know if this is a E3 thing, but nevertheless, if you're looking to possibly get into the VR market, here is a VR according to Polygon that is ready to go. So shout out to those people. Anybody looking to get in, entry level price right there at $299. Again, got some good games. PlayStation looks like they're really supporting it. According to E3, what we saw. So you may want to check that out if that's something that you're thinking about getting into. Also, the Uncharted demo was unveiled today, and I had that time wrong, so I'll take the loaf on that one. Apparently, it jumped off at 1 p.m. Eastern, and so Naughty Dog took care of us on the Eastern time zone on Twitch, and I did have that time wrong. I think I said 4 p.m., and I was wrong. And I like I said, I'll take the loaf on that. So that's on me, you know. But PlayStation.com is running this demo. You can also look at it on YouTube publicly now. See good old Nadine and her comrades there go hard at it. Nadine and Chloe. Going up against it. So and it happens after Uncharted 4, apparently, according to Naughty Dog. So it was cool to see the Naughty Dog people there, and they had the game director there. They also had the creative designer there. Look, a lot of action, at least in the demo. Looks like a lot of damn puzzles, which means I'll be spending most of my time on YouTube trying to figure out how to defeat them, because I don't do puzzles. That's just the way it is, folks. But yeah, what do you all think about the demo? Yeah, so what do you think about the demo here? And is it something that looks like you're going to buy? It is August 22nd. So it is what it is. So let's see here. Oh, what's going on, Gaminator and Top Dog over there? Looks like so GT Sport is November 16th. I guess that's a confirmed release date, Gaminator, and so that's just the way it is. Yeah, with that demo, that's what I'm wanting to talk about for a little bit. What I liked about the demo was that, pretty much, I mean, it looked pretty damn good as far as them rolling in the dirt and getting sweaty. I hope they can change their clothes at some point, though. But it looked pretty neat. It looks like a lot of action. It's taking place in India. The gameplay mechanics did look pretty good. So the flow, the way they were moving around, the stuff like that. So, yeah, Jay, go ahead and look at that demo first. I think it's like 10 minutes long. They also had the what did you all think about the multiplayer demo? I mean, to me, multiplayer is multiplayer. So, but nevertheless, it is what it is. So, but yeah, the demo was nice. Now, did anybody who wasn't thinking about buying the game, did that go ahead and did that go ahead and move you? You know, did that move you to buy the game, or had you already planned on buying it? So to me, the game comes out 2 weeks after Hellblade. So if it comes out 2 weeks after Hellblade, either I'm gonna have to have Hellblade beat or somebody's taking an L. But nevertheless, I went up to the store today. I reserved I didn't reserve Gran Turismo because I didn't know that was out. But I ended up buying the Assassin's Creed. I put that on reserve. I put the Uncharted game on a reserve. So I went ahead and took care of all that. So, but this is on PlayStation.com. It is there. And that's the way it's going to be, it looks like. So Well, Jay, I tell you what, if your fuel pump went out, I wouldn't worry about a PlayStation Pro. So fuel pumps aren't that expensive. You do, I think, however, have to pay like for the core. At least here in Kentucky, you do. But once you take it back, once you take the core back, you get your cash back. So that's all good. I think they're like $120 here, and man, I want to say they cost about you're gonna about a $250 job because they'll charge about $100 to put it in. So, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So, let me move on to Spider-Man 4K because GameZone.com, they are reporting that it will be 4K 30 FPS. Their 4K will be hit using, again, dynamic resolution for the PlayStation Pro. We talked about this earlier. We talked about what it is, what it's not. You know what it is. Well, matter of fact, it's either going to be dynamic or checkerboarded. So that's where we're wanting it, folks. I mean, me personally, the game's at 30. And I've said before, I'm a big 30 guy. I don't care about 60. If you want 60, get a PC. So, but yeah, that is, I want to say, was that about all I had? Let me double check to make sure, because not a whole lot happened here in the last 4 hours. The Spider-Man thing broke, the Uncharted demo, that looked pretty good. And PSVR, that actually was an alert on my eBay. So, which is fine for me. I'm not going to buy it yet. I won't be able to buy that until that's something I would look into after the PC thing is done, but it is what it is. So, but give a shout out here to everybody. Yeah, Jay, I'm going to, yeah, I mean, I'll put the thing down here in the chat real quick because I do want to, I'm going to actually go see the Spider-Man movie tonight. So I need to go ahead and start getting ready. That junket came through. I can go check that out. So what's up, Savage? So there's the link if anybody wants to jump in. Like I said, I'm gonna go see the Spider-Man movie tonight. Got the early thing going on. I got lucky. So I did not think I was going to be able to go. We're going to the DX12 theater to watch it. So that's going to be all good, all good. I'm excited about it. So I'm going to check it out. So, and did anybody else go see Wonder Woman? Because if you haven't seen Wonder Woman yet, that's actually pretty good. The Transformers movie, I did not like. I mean, I'll never tell you where to spend your money or how to spend it, but that movie was flat garbage. Trash. I mean, I just did not like it. So I said that earlier in case anybody didn't hear my voice. But again, so it is confirmed that Spider-Man is a 4K 30. And what did everybody think about the Uncharted demo? Who just popped in here? Neil. All right, Neil, what did you think about that? What's happening? What did you think about that that Uncharted demo?
I haven't really watched it yet.
You haven't watched it?
No, I'm going to wait to play it myself. I hate watching spoilers.
Oh, well, this was kind of showing you the play and the action and things like that. So, yeah, they did a good job on it, I thought. It looked good. It was cool to see the actual creative designer of the whole Uncharted thing. He was there on the demo thing. So, that was pretty cool. But what's going on with it today?
That's cool. Just looking up, I found out when the GT released it was via. Do you ever get the PlayStation magazine in the US? You know, the official PlayStation magazines?
About GT? You kind of cut out there.
Yeah, you know how I found out the release date for it?
Oh, the release date. Oh, how'd you find out?
There's an article on the official PlayStation magazine, and it says 16th of November this year.
Okay. I mean, November is going to be packed. I mean, it's going to. I mean, that's Star Wars Battlefront coming out then. And, of course, you got Crackdown 3. The actual Xbox X does come out in November. So,
GT.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot of games in November. So, yeah, definitely interested to see how that month goes. So.
They're also saying that Resident Evil 2 remake is going to be shown soon. They're actually showing it. Yep.
That's actually the first Resident Evil I beat.
I'll be honest, I actually got to the boss on Claire and I couldn't get through it.
Yeah. Well, let me. The Resident Evil, it's survival horror. The key is to survive. What I used to get caught up in is I wanted to kill everything. And the people who designed the game know that. So you start running out of shit to shoot with. So and once that happens, it's over, you know. But if you just run around and get out of the situations, you actually do pretty good. But yeah, if they do a Resident Evil 2 remake, I may look into buying that because that was actually, I think, one of the better ones. I like that in Resident Evil 5. So I prefer Resident Evil 5 to all of them. But
I like 4. I still like 4 over 5.
Yeah, well, don't worry. Everybody likes 4. 4 is the kind of it's their Final Fantasy 7. People love that.
It's their golden child.
Yeah. Well, Guardian Legends is saying that Resident Evil 3 is Nemesis. See, I didn't like that. I didn't like Nemesis. I like the idea. They changed the engine.
Yeah.
I thought that was stupid. That thing was running around going, stars, stars. I'm like, nah, you know, get me out of here.
No, I'm out.
So, he said Resident Evil was trash. Oh, my God. Resident Evil 4 is widely accepted as the best one, Guardian Legends. Yeah, seriously. I mean, it's all opinion. It's all opinion. Yeah, not the end of the world. So, but yeah, that was it. The Uncharted demo looked good. Like I said, because I'll be playing. I gotta leave Madden to be out, and then Uncharted, Hellblade. That's then a few weeks after that's Destiny 2. If people buy it, it will be out.
Oh, do you want to hear something else? Now the Xbox community is going to boycott Far Cry 5.
What Far Cry 5? I did see.
No, they're on that. Yeah, they're going to boycott it now.
So that's 2 games they're boycotting.
Yep.
I mean, for what? Why are they boycotting Far Cry 5?
Because for some reason, the PS4 Pro is going to have enhanced versions, and the Xbox One X won't have enhanced versions, but the developers don't have the dev kits yet.
Yeah, if you don't have the dev kit, you can't develop. Yep. So that's all there is to it. I mean, that's all there is to it.
What the fuck's happened to gaming?
Oh, well, they got problems on their hands. Yeah. You know, if their boycott is successful, let's say it is, they'll just move the game off that platform.
Oh yeah,
that won't help them at all.
Well, let's put it like this: if the boycott is successful, the developer's going to say, right, you're not supporting our games, so we're just going to shuffle off your platform and shuffle onto other platforms instead.
Facts. So yeah, I don't know. They didn't buy their first party game, so I don't know why the hell they expect people, developers, to bend over backwards for their third party games. I can understand. I can understand Bungie because it was a first party developer. Kinda, I can understand Bungie because it was originally a first party developer for Microsoft, so I can sort of understand Ubisoft. You know. Well, Bungie's an independent developer now. They develop for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a why they would be upset. People don't have dev kits. They don't have them. I mean, that's part of the problem of that system coming out when it was coming out. I mean, there wasn't going to be they were telling me there was going to be a Mass Effect build for it, but then I actually I tweeted Mac Walters. He actually is the designer of the game, and he said no. He said maybe next year. Now, this is before the game bombed. You know, or came out, didn't do well. So he said no. And I went back in and I said, okay, Mac Walters at BioWare said they aren't doing that. So, and again, there's no dev kit. So that's like the third or fourth major developer who said that. So I think once people get their hands around the system and see what it can do, I think it'll be okay. But I don't know why they expected people to just jump ship and start developing only for that platform. The CPU is garbage.
The CPU is bottleneck. So
yeah, it's bottleneck on the Pro too.
I know it's bottleneck on the Pro. Yeah, it's bottleneck on the Pro, but here's what's happening as well. Why would a third-party developer move from a 60 million install base to a 0 install base? That's like the PSV versus the 360 all over again. When the Xbox And the 360 had the large install base. The PSV, you know, I've wanted to say this for 2 years. I was like, where was the damage control from any PlayStation guys from last year, from last gen? There was none. There was no damage control. There was no media bias. Nobody damage controlled about their ports being crap. We just sucked up and accepted it. We just sucked up.
Again, at the end of the generation, Sony was actually putting out
exclusives.
You're right. I mean, Sony was actually putting out exclusive content, and Microsoft wasn't. They were putting out. I mean, they were still putting out games, but nothing was exclusive. So,
and they're doing and they're doing the same
Metal
shit
Gear.
Again.
Yeah, Metal Gear, Guns of the Patriots. That was an exclusive game on the. That was exclusive. Yeah, on the PlayStation, and then Uncharted 2 came out, and so all those games. Yeah, it is what it is. So what's up, Princess? So I'm looking at the chat now, but there's somebody else here in the room. So let me go ahead and see what they thought about the Uncharted demo.
Yeah, I mean, I'm right.
Hello. Who is this?
Hey, sorry about that, man. Sorry about that, Craig.
Well, that's all right. What did you think about the Uncharted demo, the one they showed today?
Yeah, man, that demo was incredible, man. Like, the graphics looks lit, gameplay looks incredible, just like Uncharted. It looks really, really good. I wanted to see more gameplay before, I wanted to see if I wanted to get it. But up to what I saw today, I'm impressed, and I will get it for sure, man. Really, really good.
Yeah, I'm and then I wasn't for sure about it because we saw that CGI trailer at PSX, but now that I've seen actual physical gameplay, it looks like something I would get into. So my only problem is that it comes out August 22nd, and Hellblade is August 8th, I think, or 9th. So unless one of them get pushed back, something's going to be put on hold. So a Cycle Gamer says that a major gaming company doesn't have a dev kit. There's no excuse for that. Well, that's nobody's fault but Microsoft's. I mean, that's just they got to take the L on that and keep it moving. So I don't know why they don't have dev kits out. So it is what it is. But to expect these companies to put things on hold is stupid. I don't know who is thinking that. So, and keeping it real, when the chat said that the GPUs are getting better, the CPUs cannot pass instructions fast enough, and that's why we have bottlenecks. Look, Spiderman is 4K, but they're using a dynamic or checkerboard upscale. It's 4K 30. Again, the CPU is bottlenecking. It can't do it. So it cannot do it. So the game will probably, again, from what I saw at E3, that gameplay demo, the way it was, I didn't care that it was running at 30 FPS. So, but again, that's just me. I know everybody's different. But I am glad people are interested in the Uncharted game because I know that was a big risk by Naughty Dog. So anybody going to get the PSVR? It's $300 right now.
Oh, okay. So they dropped the price. Not bad.
Yeah, it's on eBay. I don't know if that's direct sale, if that's something that's for the E3, because E3 is still going on. For everybody who doesn't know, E3, they're still doing demos. They're still out there willing and dealing. So I think they start really, really getting, today's the 21st. So, I'm sorry, tomorrow's the 21st. So tomorrow is summer solstice. That's the longest day of the damn year. For all y'all who don't know, that's what that means. That's the longest day of the year. So more sunlight, and then once the solstice is over, our days start getting shorter. That's what I call, what do we call that? That's water cooler talk right there. That's something you learn at the water cooler at the office. So the game companies pay for the dev kits. Yeah, so I don't disagree, Cycle. It depends on where they are in the development cycles, okay? I'm looking at the chat right now. So it's a matter of the company where they were at in development, and are they going to go backwards and start redeveloping when your team has been tasked out other places? That's what's cracking me up about the game Anthem. that people saw. I mean, it's the same group that made Mass Effect, and they're like, no, it's a different thing. Like, no, it's pretty much like 80% of the same people. I'm a big BioWare fan, and I can tell you that I'm not going to trust that game until it comes out for 6 months, and it won't be out for 2 years. So, but now I am glad about the yeah. So Princess said that she didn't play Uncharted till demo. So, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, that demo today, again, look, Princess, if you didn't see it, it looked good. I don't know how it plays, but it looked real fluid. The ladies look like struggling. It looks like physically they're not going to be able to overpower people. They're going to have to use stealth. So that's going to be good. That's all good. Well, maybe Nadine. She's a brute anyway. So yeah. But we'll have to wait and see. So how that plays itself out. So anybody else going to get Spider-Man despite it being 4K 30? Did it hurt anybody's feelings? Just asking.
No, I'm getting it.
You're going to still get it? Okay. And again, all these games apparently are coming out early 2018 from the games we saw at E3. That's, so I expect May and then backdate through January, like we had this past year with all the games.
Detroit's now coming in 2018 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, in theory, you're right about that. So
I think that's going to be mid-2018, and I think Spider-Man's going to be mid-2018.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man comes in right after the Black Panther movie. I think it'll come out in March because the Black Panther movie comes out. That's February, Black History Month. So yeah, Halo Storm said they're going to blame Microsoft. Yeah, we're blaming Microsoft because they did not put their dev kits out in time. Go figure, Halo Storm.
Yeah,
they create their dev. Yeah, they create their dev kit. It's their job to get it out into the wild. Not people's. People are not going to come and beg somebody who's only sold 30 million consoles for more stuff. They're just. I just don't. I don't understand why you guys don't understand that. You don't dictate the market anymore. Sony does.
Oh.
So until you surpass 60 million, when you get to 60 million, then you might be able to make some demands. But until then, y'all ain't gonna do shit. I mean, I hate to say that. So, and I've got an Xbox. It's
Oh,
but I
now,
understand what
now
it
know
is.
why Sony denied crossplay. I mean, I don't know why they done it.
The crossplay, there's no reason reason for them to do it.
No, there's a rumor going around. I don't know if this is true, but basically what that's what making people do, they were going to make you sign into PlayStation Network and then sign into Xbox Live.
Yeah, and in Xbox, what they would do is they would count that as new subscriptions. But with that said, they're not doing it because they don't have to do it. In last generation, when Sony wanted to do it, Microsoft said no. So why they think, I mean, I understand why Microsoft wants to do it. They're getting pummeled. They're like, and they just want one big gaming universe. But I've said to people, just to go ahead and do esports, and you can play your Xbox against the PlayStation people. You'll get shelled because they've lost every round, at least the last 2 years. But
I think they've done this. I think it's done at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the gen. I don't think I would have a problem with it. But they went 4 years later.
Yeah, good point.
But
Legitimate point.
There's also rumors going around that Rockstar is might be doing crossplay with Red Dead Redemption too.
But the thing is, go ahead.
Crossplay with who?
Don't know. I've just heard there's a rumor going around.
No, so it's a rumor. Okay, well, that's fine. Yeah, I have no idea why you would want to do crossplay on Red Dead Redemption. I just do esports. I mean, like I said, if you're really good at what you're doing, you will be playing competitive.
Sony may allow Red Dead Redemption crossplay.
Oh, they may allow it. Oh, okay. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. God, Red Dead won't be out till what, like May?
You have to remember though, Sony has the marketing deals to that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
So they can say, okay, we'll do crossplay with Microsoft, but it's on our terms, not your terms. Now we'll see who starts the pitching now.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't even think about that. So
But the thing is, like, people say, "Oh, it was a long time. It's the past. Why Sony need to go back to that?" Like when Microsoft say no, it's like it is what it is. They say no last gen. Microsoft come to Sony. Sony say no. So it's biased. So people should not get mad because calling Sony out. Oh, why they don't want to do it? Because Microsoft didn't want to do it last gen. So can you blame Sony? Can you blame them? Like they wanted to do it, and Microsoft just say no, and Sony just say okay, all right, and just keep it moving. And Microsoft coming to Sony, Sony say, and Sony just say no, and that it is what it is. I don't know why people are getting mad about that. And you're right. Sony don't need that. They don't need that EA access, none of that to sell their console. They don't need none of that stuff. That's how they pretty much showing a point that we don't need that stuff, those perks to sell a console. They don't need that. They just let their games speak for themselves, and that will sell their console.
Yeah, well, again, that's I'm really trying to get people to understand that it's not as hard as what they're making it out to be. When you are, I understand why Microsoft wants to do it, but the reason why they want to do it is because they're getting their butts kicked. It's like happened to Sony last gen. Happened to Sony last gen. They were getting their butts kicked. They're like, hey, let's do crossplay. Microsoft said no. That's just going to help you all. Sony is not going to help Microsoft, especially with Phil Spencer and Albert Pinero and Mike Ybarra taking all these little bitty pot shots like an 8-year-old child.
Exactly.
I mean, that's they're just not gonna. They're not being professional at all. So let's just wait and see what Microsoft does. And I expect them to be at the end of the year. I expect Microsoft to be at 42 million consoles. That's with the Xbox X. I expect them to be at 42 million. But I expect Sony to be at about 73 million.
Oh my goodness.
So that's just where they're tracking right now. So
the thing is, like back in the last year, Sony was losing bad. And you know how they picked themselves up because they went to the developers and said, look, what do we got to do? Even at the even at the PS2 was kind of hard to develop games. They pretty much said, what do we got to do to get back in the race? Like what we got to do. And pretty much the developers, little by little, they're starting to learn and get used to it working on the PS3. And that's how they started to making all these exclusives. And, and that's how they picked this up. They started bringing all the exclusives, and the 360 was starting to fall off in the last couple of years. The 360 wasn't bringing a lot of games. So that's how Sony, from that time, Sony was just bringing games. And that's how they picked themselves up and actually beat Microsoft in the end.
Instead of going back to Microsoft the main new consoles, they went back to the drawing board and done what Sony done and said, okay, let's make new exclusives, let's make new IPs, let's make new games that people actually want to play. Instead of this, well, let's build a new console that's only going to make up good for multi-plats.
Yeah, and the thing is also Sony. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all right. I was just kind of train of thought there.
Yeah, but like Sony also helped. Also, the thing that helped Sony is that they had all those studios. That's been one thing. Well. Yeah, like they had the studios. They had that. All that together helped Sony to pick themselves up and everything. And I don't think. I mean, I don't try to be negative or anything, but I don't think Microsoft can have the same thing because again, they don't have the studios like Sony does. So they cannot bring the games like that, like Sony was doing in the end. So unless they go to third parties and buy exclusives, but I don't think that's going to be like that.
No, because then now Phil Spencer be a hypocrite because he hates third party deals. He hates exclusive content.
Exactly. And
yeah, I'm starting to think now. Maybe Mark is. I'm starting to think now that I've said this since 2015, since they announced crossplay or cross play anywhere. I've said this one right as well. Microsoft is going back to PC. I don't care what any Xbox fanboys tells me. They're going back to PC. That's been around the walls for 2 years.
Yeah, well, I mean, the fact that it's a fanboy, that's the problem. I mean, but that's not your problem. That's their problem. So
that's their problem, because sometimes it's like smashing it against a brick wall. Against them, the wall's going to win.
Yeah. Well, they got it. Well, Cycle Gamer's going to be here in like 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe he can give me an explanation on the Vega Ryzen CPU.
Oh yeah, Craig, I saw your podcast with Zaire.
Huh?
You're the one. I saw that one. I saw that podcast with you and Zaire. Next gen.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, I had fun with that. Yeah, he invited me back. So shout out to Zaire. He invited me back for Thursday, but I got to work, so I don't think I'll be able to make it.
I don't want to say this. I don't want to say this negative about Zaire, but I'm starting to think Zaire. He's a gamer, but he's trying to play a persona of a fanboy. I think if Zaire dropped the fanboy persona and he just showed, look, I'm a fucking gamer, and dropped that, people would actually like him more.
Well, again, yeah, he's doing his own thing. You know, shout out to him.
He does the fanboy thing for shit and giggles. It's like, you know,
I think a lot of them are doing that. Just not just him, but people on both sides. So my point to him is that is that Xbox is competing against itself, and that's why he would always say, and shout out to him, is power. He said, what about all this extra power it's going to have for? And again, my point is that, like I said earlier, none of them are talking about the games that that we saw at E3. None. They're just not doing it. So it's just for whatever reason, they're not. And my whole point was, look, I have an Xbox One S, so there's no reason for me to go ahead. And then I told him about why I bought why about Mass Effect. I had 2 people tweet me and said, if Mass Effect runs better on the Xbox X, will I buy it? And my answer is no, because I already know that it's not going to run any better.
Nope.
So, I mean, that's just, I know that going in as a consumer. It's not going to. It already runs better on the Xbox One S.
Yeah, it does. It does run better. I've seen gameplay. But here's the thing, though. Until Microsoft show me a very demanding game running at a stable 4K 60 FPS, no one's going to buy this console until they show a very demanding game. You can brag about Super Lucky Tales and Halo 70 blue in the face, but nobody will buy it because they're not demanding games.
Exactly.
Shout out. So let me give a shout out again to Microsoft, because the Lucky Tales game has been confirmed 4K native 60. Now I know it is 4K native 60, so let's just and again, this is what I tried to say, and what shout out to J-Dub. We said flat out it was not going to be what they were projecting it to be. Nope. And it's not. Now, what I saw, and I said this earlier, what I saw is perfect. I'm like, all right, that's fine. That's what I expected it to be. All these people that are, like I said, there was a podcast with nothing but Xbox guys. There were 10 people, 8 or 10 people they maxed out the room that you could use on your podcast, and all they did was damage control for 2 hours. It was just like, that's pathetic. You got the Sony, at least the Sony podcast. They were like, yeah, Spider-Man's coming. They were disappointed too. Let me just keep it 100. Yeah. Those release dates in 2018 took a lot of wind out of people's sails. Yep. With that said, however, when you got Star Wars Battlefront and Destiny and all that stuff, Call of Duty coming out, that's going to be tough, to get away from. So I would not release shit against Star Wars Battlefront. Nope. Not this year. So
the thing, talk about the games. Like, I don't get that, Phil Spencer said recently that he saw some deals and like those games will not come until the 2 and 3 years. Mm-hmm. The issue that I have with that, like, what do you mean you just recently just signed? Like, I mean, what happened last year or the year before? I mean, why you didn't make some deals back then? Like, I just don't get that. Like, I'm like, whoa, what do you mean that you just like? So we gotta wait 2 or 3 years to get some exclusives,
and then by that time the PS5 will be on everyone's mind.
Yeah.
So and there's even Phil Spencer, and this is what I watched Mass gaming video. Shout out to him. I saw a video when he saw Phil Spencer. He's talking about the Xbox One X, and the next Xbox console. So I'm like, so what's the point of this fucking console?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I understand. They've been marketing that console, the Xbox X, as the best place to play multiplats. That's what they've marketed it as. And, and again, the games that I saw looked really good. And like I said, I'll get Assassin's Creed on there because I played almost all the Assassin's Creed on an Xbox, so I will get it on that system. I will get it on the Xbox system. I'll just get it on the Xbox One S, and I'll let the 4K upscale. I'm still going to be slaughtering people no matter what, so that's what I'm talking about. So, and you can use a bow and arrow. I mean, it's like your first time I can use a bow and arrow, so that's cool. So I'm all about that. So, you know, I'm excited. So, but but these fans, some of these fanboys, they talked a little bit too much. So shout out to Jimmy B Gaming because he said he had heard that the CPU was bottlenecking. You know, he said that like a week and a half before launch. And then you had the Xbox people in his chat saying that wasn't true and that he was damage controlling. And it's like, why would somebody lie about that?
And also Jimmy is also an Xbox guy as well.
Yeah. Like I said, there are, and I've said to people, you know what? I got no issue with Xbox guy that actually plays their games, that actually sat back and waited for the tech to come out, that was excited for the tech to come out, because we should all be excited because everything is advancing. That, and this is, again, this industry 6 or 7 years ago, they said it was finished. Michael Patner and analysts said that this was over with, that the 360 was the last, on the PS3 were pretty much the end of everything. But they were wrong. Those analysts got it wrong. So that's good. But the people I got problem with is Jack Reacher. So it's just like you got somebody right now, an Xbox guy, talking about Spider-Man being dynamically upscaled to 4K 30. I'm like, oh, well, according to Microsoft, dynamic upscale falls into their 4K Ultra HD talk. That's from Microsoft. So that means what are you talking about?
That would mean that Sony guys could use that true 4K talk as well.
Well, in theory, they could, but they do not need to because it's all wordplay. Remember, I sat here and I said to Widowmaker, 2160p is 2160p. Doesn't matter how you get there. A native picture will be a little bit sharper. A checkerboard picture will be softer. The dynamic picture will come split right down the middle, but will drop when dynamic action takes place to hold frame. My whole thing with Spider-Man was I could tell that demo it was checkerboarded. I'm like, well, that's checkerboarded 4K. You can kind of tell. I just want it to be consistent because it's still going to be consistent at 2160p. It's just going to be checkerboarded. So I didn't want it to be dynamic. And because dynamic means you can get screen tearing if your TV doesn't refresh fast enough. But it looks like they got it to checkerboard. My whole point is that I don't know why they're happy about a console that comes out a year later that's more powerful. It should be more powerful. So, they're bragging about friggin' like the 1080 Ti that came out. It should be more powerful than the 1060 and 1070.
It's no problem the Pro, but the problem is with the X, it's doing the exact same as the Pro. That's what's pissing people off.
Well, it pissed people off that did not understand the technology. I agree. Yeah, I agree 100%. It was underwhelming. I said that flat out because it was 500 bones and no exclusive content. That's disappointing. I don't care what it's about. If you say there's a new Blu-ray player coming out and it has these wonderful pictures and all this stuff, but you got nothing to put on it, that's like, well, that's garbage. I can't do it. Like Hall & Oates said, I can't go for that. No can do. So, but everybody's different. I simply said, if somebody wants to buy one for me and donate it to me, I will take it. But I'm not going to get rid of my Xbox One S. That's stupid. It does the same shit. It dynamically upscales. It does all that for me. So, so I already got a system that does that. And then I have the Pro. If I want to go a little bit higher fidelity and use the same type of upscale, I can get the same games on the Pro. So it's just, it is what it is, you know.
But the thing is sad that this console coming a year later, but like it doesn't have the game to support it. Like Crackdown, it will be a launch game for the Xbox X, and I feel like that game kind of got downgraded. Like it doesn't look like when it looked before when they show it. It looks like that game doesn't look good at all. Like I don't see no 4K in that thing. Like it's just it looks downgraded, and it's gonna run 30 FPS, which I'm like, whoa. I mean, I was expecting it was gonna run 60, but they're confirming it's gonna run 30 FPS, and the game just.
I was going to ask, is that across the board, or is that single player and 60 FPS?
Well, they haven't announced. I did not see anything about the multiplayer. So if Savage Yuger's in the chat, he may know, because I'm not I know it's 4K 30. And they may show some more at Gamescom. I mean, like I said, I give Microsoft, I don't give them the benefit of the doubt, but I know that they had to have been holding back at their press conference. I'm like, okay, where are your exclusive games? You know, so, and if they're not going to have them, and I'll shout out to somebody that's tweeting me about what Jack Ryan said about the, yeah, that's foot and mouth disease he got there with the whole thing with the independent developers. Yeah, about what Sony said. Yeah, that's trash too. So yeah, he gotta get the fuck on with that. Those independent developers. That's like the top game is an independent game. It's CD Projekt Red. That's Witcher. I think everybody agrees that well, I won't say they agree, but most people believe The Witcher is one of the best games ever. You know, so yeah, and that's getting a patch. So and that should be out. Shit, hopefully. Hell, they may announce that any day now. Yeah. Now, I mean, the thing is, are people going to go back and buy it? So, yeah, I don't plan on it. But yeah, everything else looked pretty good. They look pretty good today. So it looked pretty good. But yeah, you all got anything else? I'm just waiting on Cycle to get home. Oh, Cycle, there he is. All right, Cycle, what's been going on, bro? How's home ownership treating you?
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, I can hear you. How's home ownership treating you, bro?
Everything is going real good, man. It feels good to have your own space, just all you, your own space. Everything it feels good, man. Yep. Feels good.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations on that, bro.
Thanks. Thank you. So what's going on? What y'all talking about in here, man?
Yeah. Well, we were talking about the Uncharted demo. I don't know if you saw that today.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It was actually cool. I did not realize how young those guys are at Naughty Dog. They had like the creative director of the Uncharted series.
Mm-hmm.
He's only like 35 years old. I'm serious.
Oh man.
They started game development. They were teenagers.
Yeah, they did. I mean, it sounded like, are you kidding me? You all are coming up with this shit? So, Insomniac confirmed Spiderman's going to be 4K checkerboarded with 30 FPS. The CPU bottleneck on the Pro is just too much. You know, like I said, that CPU is trash.
But Uncharted though, that's always been like, it's been a great game, man. From 1 on through, in my opinion, it's always all of them, even 3. A lot of people hate on 3, but I like it. So I haven't played this one yet, and it's killing me because that's like Uncharted is one of my favorite franchises, and so it's killing me that I can't play that right now. But yeah, Uncharted is always pretty good. But as far as Spider-Man, I mean, it would have been awesome if they could do 4K native, I guess, for the guys that are looking for that kind of stuff. But I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting the media to hop on it though, and be like, you know, how they do with Xbox. I was, you know, hey, I don't see nobody getting out there.
It's 4K on the checkerboard. So according to Xbox, I read this earlier, that falls into their 4K Ultra HD range because that's what they consider native checkerboarding and dynamic upscaling, all Ultra HD.
So that's part of my issue with things. Like at first, checkerboarding was it just wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough. Now it's accepted now. So,
well, it's 2160p. It's still 2160p. So technically, it's 4K.
Technically, I mean, even if you look at older Xbox One, the original Xbox One games, I mean, technically they were being put out. The output that you were getting was 1080p, but the fact that it wasn't native, that was apparently an issue with people. And so it was so bad that I even bought into it. You know what I'm saying? So I got my Xbox and PS4, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm about to see some serious shit on the PS4 because it has a 1080p native game and Killzone or whatever it was. And I'm looking at both. I told you about this already. I'm looking at both of the games, and I'm like, I don't see much of a difference. Not on my TV, I don't see much of a difference. So that's when I started on my crusade about this whole thing being bullshit. But yeah, for seriously, man. And so, but it is what it is, man. People will be who they are, and people like to be upset and like to gripe about things, and so I guess it's something that's important to them at that moment in time, and now it's not. So, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it was damage control the last week. I mean, I've never seen so much damage control. Nobody's happy with the games that are coming out. It was damage control because the games weren't 4K 60.
Yeah.
Native,
I mean, damage control and hatred. You know what I'm saying? It's damage control from the Xbox guys, from the extreme Xbox guys, and it's hatred from the extreme PlayStation guys. And the fact that the bottom of the fact of the matter is this. I mean, how do I explain this? Like, people are just gonna do what they do, man. The fanboys are gonna do what they do. I came to this realization like 3 days ago. I was like, man, fuck it. Everybody's just gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? The haters are gonna hate, and the fanboys are gonna be fanboys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the bottom line is this: like, there are more PlayStation fans out there. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. There are more PlayStation fans out there, so you're gonna get more hatred towards the Xbox. There's more PlayStation fanboys out in the world because they have more fans in general.
Now, do you think it's hatred, or do you think it's just?
It's a little bit. I think it's a little bit of hatred, and it's their favorite. It's their favorite team. It's their favorite team. So PlayStation is somebody's favorite team. So they're gonna come at whatever to.
All right, let me ask you this: if the extreme fanboys were to come out and say, "Hey, look, when I said Vega Ryzen CPU, I was wrong. When I said 4K 60 on all multiplats," I mean, you heard that too.
Okay.
You no stranger to that. If some of them came out and said, "Look, guys, I got that wrong. I'm still going to go out and support the brand. I'm still excited about the games coming out." Do you think things would kind of tamper down?
I don't know. I don't know of any extreme fanboy that would do something like that. And that goes for all sides. I don't know too many extremes, like I said, extremes that will go out and say, "Hey, I messed up on this, but I'm still going to support the brand." You know what I'm saying? I just don't know. I don't know of too many people that would do that. I think even so, it still wouldn't change anything. As far as the people, I mean, seriously, it wouldn't change anything as far as people that are coming at them or whatever is happening. Like, nothing's going to change. I mean.
Well,
I mean, some opinions, some deep down opinions of people may change, but they're still gonna do what they do.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Muscle Bound Gamer. He's an Xbox guy, and he pretty much said he was done with the whole console shit because he realizes that the Xbox is going to be what it's going to be. So, but again, I try to explain to people they were going to have to do this if they wanted to be at a decent price for me, the consumer. So I didn't have a problem. I don't have a problem with 4K 30. It's like I told Randall Thor, I never thought I'd see the day where 4K 30 is bad. But that's these extreme fanboys somehow they made it that way.
I mean, I never thought I'd see a day when one of the best graphical games I've ever seen is being overshadowed by resolution talk. You know what I'm saying? Like,
which one was that?
For instance, Rise. Rise was one of the best games ever at the time. At the time, that was one of the best games I've seen, and I actually liked the game itself. And so, but it was overshadowed by 900p, by resolution. And so, along that time, dude, I was just so like baffled by the gaming community as a whole, because this is the first generation where I've been on YouTube. Yeah, and so it's like I'm just shocked by all the bullshit. So I'm just like, okay, the game looks good. I like the way it plays. Has a good story. Has familiar gameplay. Like, I like it, and it looks good. It looks better than a lot of games that I've seen. Killzone and Rise were two of the best looking games that I've seen, and Rise was getting overshadowed by fucking resolution, even though it was a really good looking game.
Yeah, the Order 1886. I mean, that was like
the Order 2. That
60p, something like that. They got murdered.
Exactly. I mean, I wouldn't say they got murdered, but there were a few articles here and there that talked about the resolution. But I don't know. For me, it is and always has been about the games. You know what I'm saying? It's always been that way. So when people are saying, you know, when the Xbox first came out and it had all the games it had, you know, I was like, okay, I like the Xbox better because of the games that it has. I'm not into the whole indie scene that much. That's just sprinkles on top for me. And when PlayStation gets more games, I'll go ahead and pick up another PlayStation. And so I did that. I already had 2 PlayStations already. But now I feel like Xbox has been succumbed, or I don't know what the proper word for it is, but they just kind of gave in to the whole indie thing, and I'm just not into that. And so, and right now, PlayStation seems like they're going more towards the big AAAs and all that kind of stuff, and they're not talking about indies anymore. You know what I'm saying? And so I like what I like as a consumer, and so I'm more so looking at Sony, what Sony's doing, because they're giving big AAA games, the kind of games that I like, the games that push the power of their console, whatever that power is being pushed with the games that they're trying to deliver. You know, the Lucky Tales and shit like that. Like I'll play that on like an off rainy day. I'll play it. But it's not something that I'm really, really looking forward to. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to see the hardware. I mean, what they're doing with this game. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm all about technology being pushed forward.
It's 4K native 60. It's been confirmed today.
I said that earlier. Like, I've never been concerned about resolution. It's about what the game and what it's going to provide for me. The games look good. You know what I'm saying? The games look good right now. If you get a good enough TV, the game is going to look great as far as resolution is concerned. And if they put out graphics, if they use the power that the console has, it's going to look good. I mean, regardless, it's going to look good. For me, it's about that game and having it push the power of just pushing technology in general. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, they got to max out both consoles. I don't. What do you think about these boycotts? I mean, somebody just told me that Ubisoft's Far Cry 5 game, I guess they're gonna get boycotted by the Xbox.
Boycotting what?
Seemingly because the PS4 Pro is one of the enhanced versions, because developers don't have the dev kit yet for the X.
For Assassin's Creed?
No, Far Cry 5.
Oh, Far Cry 5. I see. That's what I was trying to put in the chat. Like, I don't understand. I mean, a dev kit for them is like $1,000 or something like that.
Yeah.
All they have to do is buy the dev kit, and if they want, and make the game. I don't understand how that works.
The reason why the Xbox fans are acting is because Sony's got a marketing deal with Far Cry 5.
Oh, okay. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny that the people that don't have the dev kits for the Scorpio or the One X are the ones that have marketing deals with Sony?
Yep.
Well, not that.
Isn't that odd or weird? Like,
Ubisoft does have them. They just made that studio because Assassin's Creed was on the Xbox X that we saw. The Xbox, that at least at E3, that Assassin's Creed, that's what it was. Okay. So they just I don't know, maybe that studio now, you know, Ubisoft's got studios in France, they got them in friggin' Canada, you know.
Yeah, so maybe a different studio, but they were a different team. I don't know. Yeah, I try not to get caught up into all that stuff, man. Like I try not to, but I can't help it, kind of being on YouTube and stuff. But I want to see a game, get excited for the game, and play it and enjoy it. That's all I really want to do at the core of who I am as a gamer. That's all I want to do.
Okay. You excited for that Crackdown 3?
The what?
I was going to ask you, hold on real quick. Do you think there were some people that overreached on this console, and that's why, to just kind of piggyback on what you said earlier, you think there's some people that are disappointed because there were some people that overreached?
I don't know why. I mean, I honestly don't. I don't understand. I really don't. And it comes off as being a fanboy. I don't get that either. If they like people that said it was having Ryzen or whatever, well, I don't know the chips and all that kind of stuff. But people that was oversold themselves, or they oversold themselves. They got themselves too pumped up for it. I mean, for me, I've been gaming long enough to know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm happy with what I got, because I came from playing Atari.
Oh, I feel you.
So to see where games are today makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. Yeah.
Remember that combat on Atari? Those tanks took.
Oh yeah.
Took 5 minutes and it crossed a little 26-inch screen.
Yeah, I think that was on PC too. It was crazy. I had Pitfall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's where Pitfall. That's where Lara Croft Tomb Raider was. Those people were big Pitfall fans, and they made a game similar to that because that's why she was swinging and things like that. That's where they get the idea from, and the traps.
Yeah,
because when you run across, me and Psycho going back in the time machine.
Pitfall, sorry about that, Joe.
The whole bottom would open up, and then you'd just be a black hole. Your character would fall in. Like, what the hell?
Okay, so Assassin's Creed Origins made by Ubisoft Montreal. They're the same people that are making Far Cry 5.
Well, I bet you that they got Assassin's Creed first. That's probably what happened.
Yep.
That makes more sense to me in development cycles that they're not going to go ahead and let you co-develop at the same time because but if they couldn't get it to work right and then everything gets delayed. So that's just so the Assassin's Creed team. Look, I'm just glad that they are historically right with the character and they didn't spray tan somebody like they did Michael Fassbender. That's what I'm talking about. So, but yeah, climbing on top of the pyramid and assassinating somebody from the top of the Great Pyramid, I can't wait to do that. So I'm excited about that. So.
I think Andrew asked me a question about.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Andrew. Go ahead, bro.
No, I was messing with you saying, did you are you excited for Crackdown 3? No, I just want to hear you.
I'm not really excited for Crackdown. I mean, I'm excited for the technology behind it, like what they were trying to do with the cloud or whatever, with the multiplayer. I was excited for that because I'm like I said before, like I'm all about technology being pushed forward, no matter what it is. I got a bunch of electronic shit here, and games is a part of that for me. And so to see them trying to push multiplayer in a new direction or something that's different. I was excited for that within itself. But I'll pick up Crackdown if the story seems good or whatever. I'll pick it up. I'm just looking forward to seeing what the multiplayer demo. And I'm not even a multiplayer person, but as far as the tech behind it, like I'm excited for that.
But it is funny how they pretending like this is something new. I mean, Red Faction Guerrilla was doing that. Red Faction 1 and 2 had destruction.
Destruction was coming down, but it was disappearing. It wasn't like what they're doing with this, like what they're saying they're going to do with this. You know what I'm saying? And so like they had demos of them shooting out like the walls, and you can pick up and use.
But that was a boring. My whole point is, I'm sorry, I'm trying to cut you off. Saying that joint looked boring as hell. If the game is just about wall to see if someone's hiding, what you gonna do when you get through the match? You shoot down on the cover, and you can't hide in the cover. Just run around on top of bricks.
I mean, I don't know
about you just shooting. It was
a tech demo to show you what was possible with it. It wasn't like an actual match happening.
That's the problem.
But think about that though. What if you can make a hole? What if there's a big wall and you can make a hole and see who's coming in there? You know what I'm saying? There's different things you can do with that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Yeah, that was pretty Havoc. I mean, that was
make a difference. But go ahead.
But it was at the beginning of the Havoc engine. But look, games get downgraded. If you don't believe me, pull up the Mass Effect Andromeda Ghost Riders in the Sky video. That's a tech demo on what they wanted the game to be, and then look at the game that we got. So so that's why I tell people they need to wait until what the developer says. I don't understand people, man. Just wait, and for the developer will come out and tell you what they're doing. So but like I said, Jack Reacher struck, and I just think you got a lot of people that are disappointed. You can hear it in their voices. They're disappointed. So
I think the Microsoft execs are Jack Reachers. That's where it stems from. Execs to the family.
Yeah.
Why they Jack Reachers?
Well, but see, they well, wait
because
a minute.
They say stupid stuff that doesn't have anything to do about gaming. But go ahead, Craig.
I was gonna say they actually delivered on what they said. Now they are wordsmiths. I'll give them wordsmith because to them 4K Ultra is native, checkerboard, and dynamic. To Sony, it's not. Sony is telling you that's not true. What I do like what Microsoft is doing is they're putting that shit on the box. They're saying you can expect this or this. Now, Xbox Enhanced, that's trash. That was a flat out lie. That ain't nothing but a patch. That's all that is. It is going to patch.
Yep.
So because that is a manual upgrade by the developer, i.e. a patch. You know, so again, the wordsmiths. I wouldn't call them Jack Reacher because Microsoft never said Vega Ryzen CPU.
But the thing,
they never said 4K 60 uncompromised. They like where does that stuff come from? If y'all heard that, tell me where you got that from.
Last E3.
They said 4K 60 frames per second.
Uncompromised.
Uncompromised.
Yeah, they did. I have gone back and watched it.
Can we pull that up and see where they said 4K 60 frames per second?
When I was talking about Project
Uncompromised.
Scorpio, they said the console would do 4K 60 uncompromised. 4K 60 uncompromised.
Uncompromised. Okay. And what do you guys? So somebody that's saying that, what do you consider? What do you think they're talking about when they say uncompromised?
4K 60 max settings.
I know where it's coming from.
Why do you think that? Why do you think?
I know why they said it, because just like their fan base, they're idiots.
No,
they think because
okay. All right, you like to go off on shit. Okay, hold on.
No, I'm all about intelligence. Go ahead.
I want to understand the mindset of that because I don't get it, so I want to understand. So when you say that means to you 4K 60 max settings.
No, okay, 4K 60 ultra.
Or ultra. I'm sorry. Ultra settings.
It's both the same.
Okay.
It's both the same.
They thought 4K was going to help them compete with Sony.
Okay, wait. I'm
trying to
understand. Dude, Andrew, hold on for a second, bro. I'm trying to understand something real quick. Please, let me do it. Okay. So where does ultra come from? Like, where does that? What is ultra? What does that come from?
Isn't ultra usually a graphical setting used on PCs?
Okay, so Microsoft doesn't make PCs; they make consoles. So why would they be talking about PC settings when they make consoles?
No, but that's what they were thinking. Though. They were thinking that the console was going to hit on the compromise, which is meaning people were just assuming it was going to be ultra. But then the fanboys, then the Jack Reacher started running around screaming it was going to be 4K 60 uncompromised.
Right.
And now they've backflipped and said it was a Sony guys saying it.
Yeah. So this is the thing, and I don't really say this on podcasts. I don't really like. I don't like to, but so I had my own opinion on it, and I said that because I kind of get what they were saying, and so I actually talked to. I'm not gonna say who it was, but I talked to one of the high-level Microsoft people that work for Microsoft, and I asked him about that because I was like, "Hey, this is what I got from what you guys said. But what did it really mean?" And he goes, "Well, you're exactly right. What I told him was, this is what I thought. When they say uncompromised, they're talking about being able to take a game like, let's say Forza, right? It was 1080p, 60 frames per second. Taking that same game and making that 1080p 4K without compromising anything, without taking any things, what is it, like the people off the screen, or without compromising anything. So you're basically getting that same game, but you're getting it in 4K without compromising anything from that original game.
All right.
They're not talking about PC settings, and he told me the same thing. He's like, dude, we don't. I almost said my name, but he was like, we don't make PCs, so why would we be talking about?
You sound like you're botting a little bit. You sound like you're botting up, like you're not clear. Go ahead.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, he was just like,
you bot again.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't. Ain't anything I can do about that right now. I don't know.
But
Y'all hear me?
why?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but then why in E3 they were showing ultra? They were showing ultra 4K. If that they wasn't trying, why they were doing that?
Did Microsoft say ultra 4K?
Yes.
Like, they said
yes, bro. Yes, when they were showing the game.
I'm sorry. Did they say ultra settings?
Yes. If you watch the Metroid gameplay, it says gameplay at ultra settings.
Yeah, it does. And what they mean by that? Well, I can take this one, Cycle. What they mean by 4K Ultra to Microsoft? This is what I was saying earlier on the podcast earlier. They mean native, checkerboard, and dynamic. So because to Microsoft, they're just looking at the last number, which is 2160. They don't care. And again, this is what I said they were going to do, because 2160p is 4K. Now, the way that it's going to get there, sometimes it can do it natively, but understand that's the most taxing on the hardware. So they don't want that. Nobody wants their hardware to be taxed. So they're going to mostly use checkerboard and dynamic, but they're still calling it 4K Ultra because they're using the interpolation number, which is legal. It's a wordsmith move. You can say it's bullshit if you want, but technically they're right. Now the enhanced games, and if you go back and watch some of their game cycle, they do say Xbox enhanced, Xbox 4K. The enhanced games means they've been patched. At some point they got patched and they're going to use all the other stuff that the Xbox X can do. You know, they may use downsampling. And this is what I said to Halo Storm earlier. They did not show one game running on a 1080p screen with super sampling and downsampling. And there's a reason why they didn't do it. So, and he's got to figure that out. As a consumer, I know why. But he has to figure that out. That is his job as a consumer to go ahead and figure that out. So, because he's the one who said I have a 1080p TV and that the games will still look better. So I said, okay, well, why didn't they show games running on a 1080p TV? They still have it. They still have it.
Well, they gotta sell 4K, right?
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. You're right, but why not? At least with Sony, and I hate making these comparisons. God of War, that was on the original PlayStation.
Okay.
They did not show a pro build. That was just PlayStation.
Which looks great, by the way. That game looks fucking amazing.
But the thing is, when with the Pro, with PlayStation, they never said 4K 60. Like they said, it will roll dynamic. Yeah, that's what they said.
They made the Pro. They were just showing what it would look like on a 4K display. They never said They never said anything about the game running in 4K 60. They never said that at all.
I gotta look at Microsoft's conference. I remember them saying 4K. I don't remember them saying 4K 60 frames per second.
No, they didn't say 60.
I don't remember hearing 60. I don't remember hearing them 60. I'll look at it again and I stand corrected if they did say that. But
not this year. It was last year's E3. It was like right at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look at that.
But that's the thing. Like Microsoft pretty much was just saying, "Oh, it's gonna be 4K native." And you know, they remember they were throwing those shots from Sony. 4.2 teraflops is not enough to run true 4K and all this kind of stuff. And now we turn around and say, "Hey, what happened? Like you said, you're gonna do true 4K, like native 4K, and now they're using the same techniques as the PlayStation Pro."
But look, this go back to what I said. This can go both ways because even this generation, the beginning of this generation, Sony got on stage and said, "Get used to hearing 4K, not 4K, 1080p 60 on all your games."
Which is a lie. Which was complete bullshit.
They didn't do that. Now, some of the first party games are 1080p 60.
Some of them, and some of Xbox's games will be 4K 60 on their games. So that's just the way the game is played.
Yeah, like that patch for Gears of War 4, he's going to be on 4K, but it's going to run still on 30 frames.
They can't jailbreak the CPU. They can't do anything about the CPU.
Exactly.
And when it's at 60 in multiplayer, which it is, it's going to take a dynamic hit. It's still on a 4K buffer. So because you're on a 4K buffer, it's still 4K. This is where people really got off. This is where Jack Reacher really reached because they don't understand that. So I understood that, and shout out to Kratos because he came in and we said multiple times, this is what they're going to do, you know. So to me, I don't care. I prefer 30 to 60 anytime unless I'm playing a simulator like a jet simulator. Then I want 60, but that's me. And if people don't want that, I get that. But yeah, I think they wordsmithed it. But they got called out because Assassin's Creed is dynamic. It still looks great. You know, I'm still going to buy it. I don't care. Like Cycle said, it's about the game. You know, the other game that they showed, it's dynamic. The Crackdown game. It is what it is. I just think you got some people with some hurt feelings. And that's why they're talking about 4K assets. I mean, shout out to Next Gen, man. I love my brother Next Gen, but we was talking about you can see the ants and stuff on the ground, and I'm like, well, I guess you never played Horizon Zero Dawn because you see that all the time. You know, you see dynamic situations all the time. But if you don't see them, you didn't see them. So, you know, but you know, if you're getting excited about an ant on the ground, I guess there's nothing. That's all that counts for you. That's what moves you. That's what moves you. So you know It didn't move me, not off my Xbox S that does the dynamic upscaling on my TV for me. So it's just everybody's different. It's no diss on nobody. That's fine. I think it's unfortunate that Jack Reacher destroyed this console before it came out. Literally. They didn't even get this console. And it's a good console. I think it's going to be good, but I just think that you had a lot of people on Twitter and online and put those stupid symbols in their name. And, you know, poor Tim Dog, his tweets, he sounds depressed. Shout out to Tim Dog. But he's depressed on his tweets, you know. So, you know, but shout out to Tim Dog.
It don't matter, Craig. They're gonna still keep lying. You know, they ain't gonna stop the lies. They're gonna never be honest about gaming.
Well, it's too late because the truth's out.
But you know what?
Okay to lie. What now?
I feel like both people, they're hurt on both sides though. I just feel like that. I feel like the Xbox guys
I don't know why y'all do that. Go ahead.
The Xbox guys are hurt because they're not getting every game in 4K like they said they would. And I feel like the Sony guys are upset because they have something. So they've been talking about power this whole generation, and now there's a console out there that's more powerful. Regardless of whatever you want to say about it, it's more powerful than their favorite console. And so you have.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
The most PlayStation guys, as you say.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
They don't talk about powerful games. They show gameplay. Even the most guys you say that are screen PlayStation guys, they don't talk about power. When on their podcast, they show gameplay. Now, they might say strange things against Microsoft, but I don't hear so-called PlayStation guys that's listed as extreme. They show gameplay, and they talk about we got more games, and Xbox guys and PC guys are begging for ports of our exclusives. I don't see nobody, the stream guys bragging about power. We're bragging about games. We don't give a damn about the Xbox One X being powerful when you're showing weak games like Crackdown 3, which nobody wants to run on the building all day collecting gold.
Okay.
Orbs. Okay. But go ahead.
Where were you at in 2013, 14, 15?
I was there playing my games and enjoying my exclusives.
As far as I understand, and I was playing games too. But I mean, as far as on the internet and this gaming community, and also in the gaming media and stuff like that, like you're saying that they weren't talking about power over the games.
No, they. Some people might make fun of. Yeah, I mean, if a game is 720p, yeah, you want to make fun of because we've been gaming in 1080p. I've been gaming in 1080 since 2006.
Well, even
I don't want the game to be 720p.
It wasn't just
about 900p, but
it wasn't just. It's not just 720p because there was games like I said, like Rise, that was 900p, and it was still beat up.
Well, Rise is a game that's lacking content, just like The Order is. It's not a great game. Neither is The Order a great game. So come on.
Nah.
That's a matter of opinion. We got to agree they both looked good. Now we can argue if the game was good, but the game did look good. Both of them.
Yeah,
they both look good.
No, but back with Cycle. I mean, Cycle. What happened with the PS4 when they unveiled the PS4 and the Xbox One? PS4 happens to be more powerful. I mean, that's what Xbox, they just saw that. I'm like, oh man, wow, okay. We wasn't expecting that. Microsoft was so comfortable that they thought they built the best console. But after they saw the reveal of the PS4, they saw, oh wow, they're much more powerful. So we not able to run the games better. And that's when that thing Microsoft, they realized, okay, now they will have more powerful. And I would agree with Andrew. We never said, oh, we want power. No, the PS4 happens to be more powerful, and of course the game was going to run better. But I don't think I saw PS4 guys going for joy and going crazy because of the power. I mean, yeah, mostly it was because of the games that we know that PlayStation was going to drop.
When we also talking about the price as well, was now also the main argument.
Exactly, the price. More powerful and cheaper.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody I feel like I'm the only one that read the WCC Tech article that came out, I think in September, when they said that the PlayStation 4, the games would look and run better if the developers decided to use everything. Now, I had that in the back of my mind at E3. I was still going to buy an Xbox until they came out and said you had to be online all the time, and I had to have something called a Connect. And then the price. Ultimately, when they said $499, because Forza, when they showed that orange Forza car up there on the stage, this is 2013, like Cycle was talking about, I was gonna go out and buy one like that day. Like, damn, that game looks great. They showed Titanfall. I wasn't too excited about Rise. I agree with that. But all right, they showed also you got to remember they showed Metal Gear. It's the first time Solid Snake had ever been on the Xbox. So everything was there until they came out and announced the price, and it was dead silence. I mean, you could hear a pin drop in that room. I was so disappointed. So, and then Sony came out and said, "Oh, yeah, we're not going to do that," and they gave us that horrible. Now, look, the Microsoft system had more stuff. All right, it had a real headset. That Sony thing, that earpiece, that was terrible. I mean, that hurts my ear. I mean, it hurts. And it got one in the Pro, too. What the hell are they doing?
I agree with everything y'all.
Hey, it sounds clear, though. It sounds really clear. Porter Rock used to use it.
I agree with everything y'all saying. And I understand where you're coming from as far as the price or the connect or whatever. And as far as the people online that were saying stuff, I understand that people are going to be people and they're going to do what they're going to do. Yeah. But when the gaming media, like for me, when the gaming media started doing it, that's when I was just like, what the hell?
Was
like,
the media?
What's the gaming media?
They were being honest.
So every game that came out, every game that came out, it was okay. What's the resolution? The question wasn't how good is the game or whatever, or what the game is. It was what's the resolution between these games. And then you have people that work for IGN and they're holding up like a scale, like a Libra scale, but having the 1080p up high and 900p down low, like little shit like that. Like, why are you as a media person, as somebody that's supposed to be a neutral, why are you teasing or playing to this console war? That's unprofessional, in my opinion. At the least, it's unprofessional. So that's where I came from. That's where I'm coming from with this.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this, right? And I think we can all agree here that the media, the gaming media, and the developers all start up this resolution crap. The media, all of them, they were the ones who hyped up the red shit. We can all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
So otherwise, it's the developers we should be blaming, not the fanboys.
Yeah, I mean, I don't blame the fanboys. I know they're gonna do what they're gonna do. And that's like I said, like when you're a professional, a big site, and you're playing to the console wars. To me, that's a little. To me, it's more damaging than anything, in my opinion. That's just the way I feel. Like,
hey, I blame the fanboys for lying and fraud and trying to make money off of Patreon.
Oh my God!
Everybody's doing Patreons now, man. That's a new wave. You got to get used to it now.
Somebody in the chat said that there's a story that they being Microsoft is working on a Horizon Zero Dawn clone. I just want to tell the guy in the chat that's the ultimate compliment. I don't have a problem with that because I'm pretty sure, and I said this earlier, Saints Row is a direct copy of Grand Theft Auto. They said it was. The people that make it. Yeah. So if they're going to make a game like Horizon, good for them, but they can't have Aloy. They can't have my girlfriend on that console. So that's fine. That's good for that's good for the gamers. Yeah. It's unfortunate they didn't have a game like that, though, on that console. It's sad. Yeah. You know, that's one of the best games I've ever played. Just take everything out. That was just a good gaming concept. And the way, man, she walked sexy. They had everything down with that game.
You know, the rumors that there's supposed to be a Horizon Zero Dawn 2 coming out.
There's DLC.
No, there is actually a rumor that there's going to be a sequel.
Oh yeah, that definitely will happen.
I want to Killzone 5, but I want a different Killzone game. I want where you actually play as the Helgens and not the ISA. I want you to play as the Helgen for once and see their point of view for the whole saga.
Oh. Well, I think the story will be better since they have a story writer, like the person who made Horizon Zero Dawn. I guess he can work on a new Killzone, for a better story. Because I think the Killzone games, that's one thing that they kind of lack on story wise. So I think that guy can bring the story, a good story, and can make the franchise, to go be better. Because I'm not gonna lie, the last Shadowfall the story wasn't that good. I'm not gonna lie, it wasn't that good.
This whole generation until like 2 years ago wasn't as good as last generation. I mean, most Infamous is Gears versus the previous Gears. It was just that way.
Yeah. Well, like I said, as far as I know I can tell everybody that Sony did not like the fact that Naughty Dog was going to sit Nathan Drake down so early in the life cycle of the console thing. So I think the new one that's coming out, Legacy, with the Chloe and I think that's kind of a wink just so that Sony would kind of calm down, because they did not like the fact Nathan Drake got pulled. They had nothing to replace it with, and Horizon was a gamble from a studio that had never done anything like that. Like you said, they made Killzone, so they took a big risk. It paid off. It has paid off, So, but ultimately, that's what they were looking at. They did not like that at all. So that's why there were so many JRPGs come out beginning of the year, because they didn't know what Horizon was going to do. So
someone was having a deep down.
Deep down, Capcom, they got the trademarks back.
The trademarks again. So what's going on this game? Is this game now canned, or is this like a Last Guardian, which is going to be left for years in the pit?
You said Deep Down, right? That's what you said?
Yeah.
Deep Down? Yeah, like Capcom, they bought the trademarks back, actually, like I think last month, a month and a half. So as of right now, they could be working on it right now. Because they bought the trademarks back. So it can come, man. I can see that again coming.
Is anybody excited for Monster Hunter?
I am.
Oh yeah.
It looked like Witcher to me. It just looked like I didn't like that demo. That demo was blurry as hell, but but I mean, maybe they were just saying Monster Hunter's coming, but it looked a lot like The Witcher to me. So
it was about time they bring the Monster Hunter to the PS4 and like to the console. Like Nintendo had it for just too long, man. Like, it's time for bringing it to something new, man. So I'm happy they brought it to the PS4 and the Xbox, PC. So that's really good. A good direction.
Yeah. Well, Cycle, let me ask you. Are you still a day one buyer for the Xbox X? Are you going to go?
I don't know, man. If I honestly, I say I don't know right now, but when it come out, I'll probably just go ahead and pick it up, man.
Right.
When certain things change when you become an adult.
Oh
yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I want to pick it up. And I think I'm going to once it drops. But I don't know, man. We'll see.
Yeah, that's big, because I know you're a big Xbox guy, and the fact that I understand. Yeah, you get. I understand what you're saying though. Life happens. There are people asking me. I'm not playing games online. I'm like, well, I'm playing this Civilization game, Beyond Earth on PC, and I'm outside. It's like 90 degrees. I want to go to the pool. Yeah. I mean, that's just the way I am. I go to that pool. I get an adult beverage. I ain't worried about the game right now. So, but I will come back. I'll get into it. I know I got to make that change, because there are people who do want to play games, and I'm going to do that. Just give me some time to go to my pool and drink Mai Tais. So
yeah. But the games come out and they look graphically better, then it's like automatic. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really into the whole. Again, I'm not into the whole resolution thing. So, we'll see.
Well, I'm gonna get Cuphead, and I don't know about Cuphead and State of Decay. Probably State of Decay, and then the Assassin's Creed on my Xbox. Those I will buy those 3 games. So I'm waiting on Forza, although Forza looks stunning. I'm just letting it. I mean, wow. Yeah. That game, I guess that's the game that they demoed with Digital Foundry. But wow, did that game look stunning? We cannot deny that game. So. But I'm excited about seeing Death Stranding. I'm excited. But to me, Sony, that's kind of where they let the wind out of the sails. And all these games are 2018. But I don't blame them, because Star Wars Battlefront is looming, and they're going to go out and buy that game because Carrie Fisher died, and you got a movie coming out in December. That thing's going to move like hotcakes. So
I think bait and switch is the new hot thing, man. Because when they announced God of War, I was like, "This shit is not coming out in 2017." Like, I don't care what nobody said. That 2017, but they always do that shit though. Like, why? For what? Is it to get people excited, or? I doubt it's genuinely being delayed. Like,
it's just too much, man. President, you just cannot drop too much like that. Like, it will not be good for the market. And then I think, PlayStation pretty much has been doing is dropping a lot of stuff in the beginning of the year. So, because you got a lot of multiplats coming out, and you don't want to put, especially like Crackdown 3. That's a good example. Microsoft messed up putting Crackdown 3 on November 7th between Call of Duty and Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2. That game is going to get destroyed. Nobody's going to hear about that.
The thing about announcements, I think that they should start stop giving the date until the game is like done, like 90% done, or like or 95% done, because there's so much to go like that has to be done on the back end once the game is done. That I think it'll give people time to buy, but I think they should just stop like announcing dates because they always change now, especially with these new games. Like the dates always change. So.
Well, that's because they just give them windows. I don't think that
give a window. That's it. Give a window. Yeah. Not an actual release.
To me, are fine.
Yeah.
To me, if the game, I don't care because if I'll go to the store if it's there and I got the money, I'll buy it. If I don't have the money, it doesn't matter when it comes out.
Right.
I've had to do that plenty of times before. Like, I got to get this next week.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. How many times have we done that? You just couldn't get it. Yeah. So it's the way it is. But yeah, do I think there are some people that are in the community, the gaming community, if you want to call it that? I never understood why people get so hung up on DF though, because if you care what those two Scottish bisexuals are saying, that's your problem. I don't.
Hey, ain't that the whole gaming industry though? They all look like they bet for the other team, but for most of them.
Yeah, they're mad at Jeff. Is it Jeff Keighley because he broke the price of the Xbox, and it's like, okay, it's not like Microsoft told him to sit on it. He would have if they had told him to. Yeah, we'll tell you, but you got to sit on it, and just out of respect for what he's done for the industry. But these guys are hitting him up, talking about he ruined it for everybody.
Look, okay, but wait a minute though. Like, not just that though, but it's like it's something in you that especially for somebody of his stature. So I've been at certain places where I work where they have conventions, right? And certain things were announced because I see them rehearse because I work there, so I see them rehearse, and I know bigger announcements are coming. I don't get online and say anything about it, even though nobody knows who I am, because I don't get on and say nothing about it because I don't want, I don't want to ruin it for the company. I don't want to ruin it for them, or I just don't want to do that, or ruin it for the consumer as well. So I just don't say shit. Like I just don't.
You end up losing your job.
Yeah, and I could probably get in trouble. Yeah, and I can probably lose my job for it too. But I just wouldn't do that. Even if they let me do it, I wouldn't get fired for it. Like I wouldn't do that. But I do think it's a little bit extreme for people to have petitions to get him fired or whatever it was to Microsoft to sue him. That shit was like ridiculous, man.
Yeah, so you saw that shit on Twitter then, didn't you?
Yeah, I saw that. That was absurd. What? And for me, it's bad on him to do that. It's unprofessional for him to do that. And on the flip side of it, like people shouldn't be asking for petitions for that.
Did your founder come and say that the console would cost between $400 and $500?
That's giving an estimate, though. They're saying,
they were estimate, but they were
Jeff Keighley was there, and he was saying, like, I saw them rehearse, and this is what they were practicing. So this is what the price is, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of fucked up.
But Richard Ledbetter did say that right after the reveal of it, he said he expected to be $500. He said that out of his mouth.
Who?
Yeah. Well, my whole thing is they backed off of VR. Because remember doing that? This is what's been.
I don't know where they are doing VR now. I think they are, but
this got lost. They said that on stage last year at E3 that they would be able to do the gaming and all that stuff. They also said high fidelity VR.
Let me tell you what's happening. Can I tell you what's happening real quick?
Yeah, that's fine.
Phil Spencer was never a big advocate of VR, right?
Right.
I don't know if y'all noticed that, but he was never a big advocate of it. He thinks more of AR. He thinks that's the way to go. Yeah. What happened was around the time that PSVR got announced and put out there, it was doing really well. And so that's also around the time that Microsoft was talking about the Scorpio. And so they're thinking, okay, well, the VR may take off. Let's hop on it and let people know that that you can play VR on the Scorpio when it come out or whatever. And now I think they see the numbers and see that VR isn't doing as well as they thought they would. And now they're trying to back off from it because there's extra cost involved with that. So I'm assuming on the back end, from a business perspective, they're like, why are we shouldn't even try to push it because it's not doing as well as we thought it would do.
Hey, I would like to
see something to do with the sex thing. They caught that one guy in for the people that they were developing their shit. Oh my
god! Wow. Oh yeah. The scandal with Oculus, the Oculus guy.
Oculus, yeah. I think you're right from a pure business standpoint. VR is doing better than Sony thought, but not as good as they wanted it to. But it's hitting like the numbers that they said will do this, and that's where the number is. It's at where they're at their worst at. So, but man, just giving away another.
It's still selling though. So even though it's a new innovative, so it's still selling.
Yeah, and it's $299 right now on eBay. I mean, you can go to eBay right now. So if you're interested in that, VR, the PlayStation VR on eBay, it just hit. That came out about 4 or 5 hours ago. Yeah.
So this is where I'm stuck, man. Because my first PlayStation, I gave it to somebody, or I gave it to a lady who was trying to get one for her son, and the second one just went off on me. It, like the disk drive went out on me, so I just got rid of it. But I want to get the Pro because I want to get VR. I don't want to get the regular PS4 because I played VR on that and it didn't look too good. So I heard that it's better with the PS4 Pro, and so that's what I'm trying to do right now is find a good deal on the Pro, so I can make sure I future proof it and have it for better VR experience, and also when they do have better games that work better, when they take advantage of the Pro, I want to be able to have that. So that's where I'm struggling, man.
Well, Bethesda announced, they announced Fallout and Skyrim.
No. Fallout's not coming to PlayStation VR. The confirmed is not coming.
It's not?
Nope.
Damn.
Skyrim is and Doom is, but not Fallout for some reason. If the VR couldn't handle it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
So where's it going then?
Probably Oculus.
Okay.
Shit, Oculus is expensive as hell. It's very nice. It's not as cumbersome.
Okay, Fallout 4 VR listed for PlayStation, PS4, and PSVR release. Okay.
Yeah, EJ Johnson in the chat saying the VR is bulky. It is. It is bulky. And with the PlayStation, the thing with the PlayStation is you're fully immersed in that, and your brain, it can't separate the reality. That's why you got to have your eyes closed before you turn it on. You have to let your brain reset, literally. So, shout out to Sharon Moore. Yeah, he just saw.
Okay, Fallout 4 is coming to the PlayStation VR.
Yeah, they announced that. Yeah, they announced that at E3.
Yeah.
It was supposed to come to Xbox, like Cycle was saying, but they didn't get it. So, yeah, they did not get it. So but that's my whole point. So that's why I tell people, the original cost of that machine was like $700. But when they went away from the
I just don't think that was the original cost. I think it was the cost was going to be what it was, but just like the PlayStation Pro in VR, like you can be able to buy it separately. Like,
you're right, but originally they were going to have VR in the set. That was their original plan, to get everything out at once, kind of like they did the Kinect. There's still a lot of people with ruffled feathers over there about the Kinect. They spent a ton of money on that. And then the technology worked, just people didn't want it. It's not that the technology was bad.
I love it, man.
Well, yeah, people, but it wasn't going to be adopted by the masses. So they thought, okay, if we do VR, that would still, because they still had games in pipeline. They had to cancel all those games. That's a shit ton of money coming out of them. So, so that's but no, I mean, I don't disagree. Yeah, they would have eventually separated it, of course, But initially, if they were going to bundle everything, it was going to be like $799. So, or maybe $749. But if you're going to get VR plus 60 flops of power, it's not a bad price. You're already at $500. So, which to me is too expensive for no games that are exclusive. But everybody's different. That's just me. So yeah. Well, everybody else got anything else? We got the Spiderman in 4K. That looks stunning. I'm buying that day one when that damn thing comes out.
And you guys see the old
Xbox fans gonna be mad and damage control that.
Well, they already are making fun of it.
Well, they're making fun of it because it ain't native. Like they was like the PlayStation guys were making fun of games like Rise because it wasn't native. So they making fun of Spider-Man because it's not native 4K.
Well, but it's ultra according to Microsoft's own word.
Not according. I mean, regardless of according
PlayStation
to
guys made fun of games like Quantum Break because they suck, not because they look.
What?
Sorry.
Quantum Break didn't suck.
Well,
Games like Quantum Break, it sucks completely. It was an unfinished game. Remedy
Break,
didn't even want to make the game.
Again, this is opinion. We're talking about opinions here. But
that's not an opinion. They didn't want to make that crap. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Quantum Break was awesome. It was an amazing game in my opinion.
And that's why I'm not getting an Xbox One. If that's an awesome game, that's the best I could bring this generation. I'm not getting an Xbox One.
You seem like you like arguing.
Well, now my problem with go ahead. I was like, my problem with Quantum Break was that it was dubbed by the fanboys as the Uncharted killer.
That shouldn't be your problem with Quantum Break, though. That should be your problem with them fanboys saying that.
Yeah, but I agree with you, Psycho. The problem isn't Remedy making the game. The problem is you had a group of people trying to tell you what it's not, instead of just letting the game come out and let people go on to buy it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, but now Andrew's right. Remedy did not want to make Quantum Break. They wanted to make Alan Wake 2. That's Quantum Break is a hybrid of Alan Wake and this new game.
I would have rather had Quantum Break because I played Alan Wake and I played all their stories, the other stories, whatever. It was like the DLCs and stuff like that. I want new experiences. I want a new experience. So, and I feel like Quantum Break delivered that. It gave us something that was completely unique. There's not too many games that do that, like do what Quantum Break was doing. So I enjoyed it.
This is broke about Spider-Man. He's going to have alternative suits. So that's
cool.
We could get the Iron Spider. That would be cool as hell.
Yeah. When does the Spider-Man movie come out?
It's in July.
A couple weeks.
Oh, in a couple weeks? Really?
Yeah. I'm going to go see it tonight.
There's actually came out today. Do you know the Homecoming? There's actually going to be a VR game for it.
It's what?
Yeah.
There's going to be a VR game for it.
If you go to the studio, if you go to the movies tonight, if you have a PlayStation VR and the XD theater, you can actually bring that in and link it up, and they'll have it in VR for you.
Wow.
Yeah, it is something that they're looking into. So there's going to be people in there with it. But I got a Rotten Tomatoes score, so I will be scoring that movie. That's cool. So, nice. But I'm excited about that movie because I like Michael Keaton. I mean, he looks hardcore. So
yeah. Then you guys see the new Crash Bandicoot trailers? Like they made like the old 90 versions.
The what?
Yeah, good.
They've made. Remember the Crash Bandicoot ads they made in the 90s where he was standing at Nintendo with a big massive megaphone?
Yeah.
They've started making them again. Yeah, they're making them again.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. But Crash.
Now people are just.
Crash is going to be multi-plat, isn't
he? But the way it sounds like now, realistic visions, whatever they're called, came out and say that Crash Bandicoot has only been made for the PS4 only. Their engine's been made for the PS4 only.
Oh. That I did not know.
Crash had a commercial that said 4K and it said full 4K. I guess they got a update.
And they're also so now people are hoping and praying they go and the Nintendo and they remake that ad again from the 90s just to laugh at. I think that'll be the ad they'll put on the launch day.
Well,
the launch game though.
Yeah, I'm not a big Crash fan. I know people are really excited about it, though. People are excited about Knack, too. I mean, this Knack they think is going to sell well. So,
by the way, there's one thing about Crash. I guess it came out. Remember people saying they're going to show Crash Team Racing at E3?
Yeah. Well, they showed a lot of stuff at E3.
Yeah. Activision came out and stated. They've kind of said if you want Crash Team Racing support, then Sin Trilogy.
Oh.
So.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, but they've we'll have to wait and see what they do. But yeah, like I said, Spider-Man is not going to be 4K native. So I guess, I mean, again, here's the problem with that, what you said, Cycle. You're right You're absolutely right, but according to what Microsoft has dubbed as Ultra 4K, it falls into that. So if this was on the Microsoft console, they would say it's a 4K game. They would say 4K native, maybe, because they can. Because they'll say 4K Ultra. They would put 4K Ultra on the box.
Yeah, they would say 4K Ultra, just like Sony does the dynamic 4K. You know what I'm saying? Like, people look at that and they say dynamic. Oh, the word dynamic has two meanings. You know what I'm saying? Like, dynamic could be something that wows you, or it can mean something that scales up and down. So, you know, that's just what these companies do. It's a marketing tactic for these companies to sell to the people who don't know any better, who are ignorant to, you know, the wordplay. So
yeah, and that's why my channel exists, so you can go in there and not get ripped off, and you know what you're buying. That's what you can say. Hey, look, if I had listened to him, I wouldn't have gotten ripped off. So, but yeah, I don't care. Dynamic resolution, I got a problem with because I don't like dipping in the game because you can see that shit. But yeah, give me the checkerboard or native. I prefer that, you know. But it's not a deal breaker. But I'd be like, because the Assassin's Creed game is dynamic, so I'm still gonna buy that. As long as my character don't go from being black to being white, I'll be good. If that starts happening, I'm throwing something. You know, so
or you see is their teeth in their eyes and no face.
Yeah. Again, I'm excited about the game. They've showed him in different costumes, so that's a direct thing from Assassin's Creed 2. That's one of the coolest things I've seen. I like that whip he's got. He got everything. So that's I'm excited about that game. That's arguably that's got me going. You know, I'm like, because I'm an Assassin's Creed fan anyway. And that movie was trash. I mean, I was so mad at that movie. So I was first in line at that movie. Trash. So, but all right then, guys. Anything else here? We understand that the Microsoft community is a little bit down, so don't be too hard on them. Let's just let them. They'll come out of it. They're gonna make fun of Spider-Man, but hey, look, that's one more game that Sony got that Microsoft don't have. You know, so
I'm ready to fly this drone, man. The sun's out. I'm ready to get this drone cracking. So
yeah, what's that thing like?
You about to spy on?
It is fucking amazing, dude. It is awesome. It's awesome. Yeah, the video is great. The video is it's not 4K.
Oh well,
but it's amazing though. Everybody I showed it to, even like our video guys who produce videos all the time, they were looking at it. I didn't tell them what the resolution was. I was just showing it to them. They're like, "Wow, that looks amazing! Looks amazing!" And so after an hour of talking about it and showing them the drone or whatever, I was like, "The only downside to it is it's not 4K." It was like, "What? That looked like it's 4K." I'm like, "No, it's not." But yeah, it looks amazing, man. That's the thing too. I don't think people can really tell, but people say they do, but I don't think they can really tell. But whatever.
Yeah. No, I saw that, man. Have fun with that. I wanted to buy one, but I don't know. I would be crashing it. It would be broken probably within 3 weeks. So.
Yeah, it does. Like the things now, man, are kind of idiot proof, man. Like you can control it with your hands and do all kind of crazy stuff. Tell it to come back to you, to land in your palm. I lost it my first day. I lost it, and I pushed the home button, and it came back in like 2 minutes. It was right where it took off at.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So it's got a GPS on it.
Yep.
Well, that means that the Earth is not flat. Don't tell
me. Who you be spying on with that joint? You be spying on like find some woman or something.
All of them, man. No.
You know that's the reason why they got drones out, because you know the government is conditioning everybody to don't be surprised when you got drones everywhere, all up in your house, like Amazon delivering packages via drones now.
Yeah,
that's true.
I ain't got nothing to hide though, so I'm good.
It's crazy.
I'll be all right.
Yeah, Amazon has an airfield though. It's not going to like come to your house. You have to go to a landing spot. You have to tell them that, like with an app, tell them that it's there. Then, like Psycho said, the drone will go home and it will just it'll land right there. But that's pretty cool. Now, what is the name of your drone? Let's give them a shout out.
It's called DJI Spark. So DJI is the company, and Spark is the brand of the actual drone, or the model. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna look into their stock, man. If you think it's that good, you think it'll take off? They
want to rise, man. So DJI is going to be the leading. I think they're going to be the leading drone producer. That's what I think.
Okay, so they physically make the drone, then they. Yep. Okay, yeah. See, guys, there's people like this in the chat. This is how you get your money on. You find the companies when they're small, and you let your money, let the money work for you. So, but all right then, man. Well, hey guys, I'm gonna wrap it up. I enjoyed it. I hope everybody had to like the Uncharted demo. I'm gonna buy it with those two women running around being sweaty. So definitely gonna check that out. And PSVR again, $299 on eBay, and Spider-Man 4K with alternating suits. It is 4K, 30 FPS. So you want 60, get a PC. That's all I can tell you. If you want that, don't bring it to me, because I'm all about 30 FPS on console. So yeah, Andrew, thanks for joining me, man. Cycle, thanks for jumping in. I hadn't heard from you since E3. We were gonna put an MIA out on you.
Man, I'm good, man. I'm all right. I've been doing other shit. Right. I've been crying. I've been crying because the Xbox can't do 4K native, and I've been in my bunker crying in my refugee camp, and I'm finally coming out, man.
Well, it can't do 4K native, so let's just I tell people they both can do 4K native. They both use sparse and checkerboard rendering, so why not? That's why I say to people, that's what I was saying the next gen last week, why are people going to go out and buy it? And that's when he got into why they may, and I was like, all right, I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll have to wait and see. It's no beef there. I enjoyed it, and I hope I can get back on this show. I appreciated the invite. So
cool.
But all right then, guys, I'm gonna shut it down here. So I hope everybody enjoys their evening. I'm going back to the pool.
Peace.
So yeah, back to the pool with an adult beverage. So that's my evening in a nutshell. And maybe I'll finally get done watching House of Cards. I think I'm almost done with it.
Nice.
But
all right.
Yeah. But all right, guys, I'm going to get on out of here. Cycle, man, thanks for jumping in. Andrew, always a pleasure. Everybody else that jumped in, appreciate it. Guys. Yeah, good times all the time. So enjoy the games, guys, and keep it gaming. Craig Harris, the black man in the green chair. Oh, where's Widowmaker? We got to find Widowmaker.
I saw him in the camp, man. He's still in there.
Oh, he's in the camp. I hope he's okay. I hope something hasn't happened. I hope his family's okay, because I've not heard. Because normally he's either in the chat or something like that. But certainly hope he's okay. But yeah, I hope he's recovered. But all right then, man. All right, Cycle, man. I appreciate it. Have fun on that drone. Andrew, appreciate it, brother.
All right, y'all.
All right, y'all later.
Shout out to everybody in the chat that joined us today. And keep it gaming, guys. And be respectful. Agree to disagree. It's all right. Craig Harris out.